We love bolt-on power, so today is gonna be fun. We've got a Roush Supercharger Kit with an exhaust and intake to install in this 2012 F-150. Then we'll take it out and light them up today on TruckU. Hey, welcome to TruckU. Today it's like bizarre world here in the shop because there's no vehicle to work on, there's no truck, there's no visual inspecting other than a table full of some awesome looking parts. Here's the deal. The guys at Roush called us up and said we've got a new supercharger kit and everything that goes with it. We want to send it to you guys, but you got to supply the truck. And you know what I said? Padow! Send it out, brother.
That's my line, actually.
Bizarre world.
Fair enough. This kit is good for an F-150, 2011 or newer, so we figure we can get one of those, right? It's just a matter of time. Now, Bruno made some extra calls as well, talked to the guys at Black Rock Wheel and Falcon Tire, got some more things hooked up, so we have everything we need to make a really, really cool truck.
Yeah, I mean, they sent us the supercharger, we've got the cold air intake manifold, we got injectors, fuel rails, spark plugs, everything you need to make a ton of power. We can get the truck. That's a no-brainer. But how do you pass up this, man?
No, you don't. You did the right thing, man, and that was a great call. But typically, like we said, the truck is here. We check it out. We say, okay, we need this piece, that part, whatever. This is bizarro world because now all we have to do is go out and get a truck. How do you propose we do that?
I say you go out to the dealers, find the truck, you bring it back, and we'll start putting it all together.
What are you going to be doing while I do all that?
I'm going to do a visual inspection of the parts, start mentally preparing the process so we get this done as quickly as possible.
So in other words, nothing?
In other words, I'm going to drink some coffee and peruse the directions. Bizarro world.
So Bruno thinks he's pulling one over on me by sending me out. He thinks I'm going to go from dealership to dealership, but I'm not because I have the Cars.com app right here on my smartphone, and I can do all the same stuff he can do on the computer right here on my phone, but I can do it mobile. So I've got all the searching, I've got all the reviews, I can look at the dealers, I can find all the stuff close to me, put in my limitations as far as what I want, all right here on the phone. You know, this is nice because he thought I was going to be gone for hours, so it actually gives me a little bit of spare time. You know, the good thing is I'll have this truck in no time, but it does give me a little break from being in there with you-know-who.
This is a great day because I am mat-free. He is out pounding the pavement in search of the right truck to fit all these parts and pieces. The best part about it, I've already found the vehicle we need here on Cars.com, and I never had to leave the shop. All I did was log onto their site, and I started entering the criteria to fit our needs. You know, it was a Ford F-150. We got a listing of over 300 trucks right here in our backyard that fit that criteria. So then all I did was start narrowing things down on features that we wanted, and I found us the perfect truck, and I found it at the price we are willing to pay. So this is at a local dealer. I'm going to call up our buddy Mark and have him deliver it, and boom, man, it's perfect. It's that great color I was looking for. It's got a black interior. It's going to look good. It's got the V8 we want, everything we need. You know, it's great because you go on Cars.com, and if you're not sure of the vehicle you want, it helps you narrow things down. You can go through and search thousands of vehicles that'll fit your criteria. You'll get expert reviews from people like you and I who've actually driven them, both good and bad, to help you narrow things down. The best part about it is you can go buy the vehicle you're looking for, and you're going to buy it at the right price because you've got all the information to make the right decision. So we have got the truck we need. Matt is gone for a few hours, and I've got a little me time to have some fun. All right, this is cool.
Hey Mark, Steele. Hey, I found the truck. It's right in front of the row of new Fords. It's exactly what we need, man. Hey, do you mind bringing that to the shop for me? Thank you, I really appreciate it, sir. Hey, if Bruno looks surprised when you get there, just roll with it.
Man, this thing looks great. I picked a cool looking truck, didn't I?
You picked it? Dude, this was my truck. Totally picked it out. Hey, Mark. Nice to meet you in person. Been talking to you all day. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Mark, thanks for bringing me the truck.
It's been great talking to both of you.
Both of us?
What?
I don't know. Mark, come on up here for a second, because you would do all kinds of reviews on all kinds of trucks, right?
Oh, yeah. We do everything at pickuptrucks.com. Cars.com allows us to look at all sorts of different vehicles.
So how are we looking for what we want to do in this particular truck that I picked out? How are we looking on this?
Now, this is great. 2012 for the Ford F-150s are completely new powertrains. What we have here is the all-aluminum 5-liter, 360 horsepower, 380 foot-pounds of torque. It's going to be fantastic with a supercharger on top.
So we're getting a lot of truck for our money with this thing, man. I mean, this thing really performs, and with the supercharger on it, it's really going to perform.
I did good.
You did good. Wait, I think I'm missing something here.
I think you are, but don't worry about it. Mark, thank you again for all the help. We really appreciate it. We're excited about what's going to happen to this truck. Bruno's going to handle everything with the paperwork and all that. I got to roll, so just explain to him how it works. Thank you.
It's not that I'm not grateful, but I'm paying for the truck?
So obviously there are a number of ways you can use Cars.com to find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Just like we did here today, you can use the computer, you can use the smartphone, whatever works best for you. Refine your search and get that picture-perfect vehicle just like we did. Nicely done.
Yeah, exactly, dude. The only problem is, Matt, and you might be against this, I think we need to lift it up. We need a lift kit on this bad boy.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I kind of like the way you
are?
think. Yeah. Now watch this. I've never tried this before, so we'll see how this goes. You ready?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to stretch out first.
Ha! That is awesome. I don't know if I like the lift kit better or the ha! Who are you right now?
Paraya.
All right, that's a little more like you. We have got a lot going on here today.
Oh, that's my line. Come on.
Through the help of TV Magic, we've got this truck lifted up in the air, and we are well into our removal of parts to put in our supercharger. The last phase is removing these bosses right here. We've got one other cut we've got to make, and then it's all about putting stuff back together. Now you can see cutting all this aluminum is pretty messy, so you want to make sure you cover up any open areas like we did with the duct tape here, so none of that aluminum gets into the engine. Then we've got a whole set of problems. Right now I think we're good to go. Now we can start doing some of the magic and putting it all back together.
We're about 3 hours or so into the extraction of everything, and while we were down here and Bruno did all that, we also got the new plugs in there. All the wiring modifications are made, so when we come back from break, we're ready to start putting the parts back in, or the new parts in. Welcome back to TruckU. Today we're installing this Roush Supercharger Kit onto the 2012 F-150, and this is going to be fun because we got a lot of the other stuff out of the way, right? The preliminary stuff is done. Now it's time to start putting it all together, and this is where it gets good.
Yeah, this is the fun part. Now we've got cool parts like this. If you look at this intake manifold, it's a really nice piece. If you look inside, you see it's got an internal air-to-liquid intercooler, which is going to really drop down those air inlet temperatures. Now on the back side, you've got your bypass right here. So this way you lift off the throttle, the boost pressure dumps out to the engine, then you turn it upside down, and this is the best part when it comes to installing is there's no gaskets, no silicone needed because you've got O-rings all the way around.
Now you mentioned the air-to-liquid cooling right there, and it's like a two-stage system. Take a look at this. All right, you got that?
Yeah, I think so.
Whose idea was this big, tall truck?
I think it was yours.
You know? So we're going to have the intercooler up here in the front, and the air is going to cool the fluid, and then fluid rolls back, and that's going to roll in through here and cool the air. So you've got a lot of cooling going on. Keep in mind, we're cramming as much air into there as possible. That's the name of the game, and we want that air to be as cool as possible as well.
So what you want to do is make sure you tighten these down to the right torque spec, and that is 10 newts.
When you tighten down these intake bolts, you want to do so and work your way from the center out. That way everything will get seated properly. The new fuel rails are in along with the bigger injectors, which we're going to need because they're going to be pumping more fuel through there to compensate for all the air that we're going to be cramming down into the engine, right? It's a system.
Now, where the air is coming from is this brand new supercharger we got from Roush. Now, this is a root-style supercharger, and most of you guys have probably never seen the business side of it. You see this top side, like, what does it look like underneath? And that's where the magic happens. So you've got the supercharger being driven off the crank, and what's happening is you're spinning these two rotors. Now, this is a new design. It's a 4-vane rotor design, and you're going to get a ton of air crammed through the engine, give us about another 8 to 10 pounds of boost, which is going to result in a ton of horsepower. Now, we're talking going from 360 to 525. That's 165 horsepower, which is going to be huge, and that is exactly what we're looking for. Another thing right here, I mentioned you've got the bypass. This is the other side of it if you've never seen it. This is what's going to happen. It's going to let all the boost out when you lift off the throttle, which is definitely something we're going to need.
All right. You bringing this over?
Yeah, I think so.
So what we did, you can tell, we bolted a few things on to make life a little bit easier. It was easier to bolt it up when it's sitting over there as opposed to doing that when everything's over here. Now here's what you have to be careful about. When we put this thing in, you don't want to drop this on top of the intake and then like slide it to the back, all right? Because you don't want to mess up that seal or that gasket. So we need to get it in place, kind of hover right where it needs to be and drop it on right in the exact spot.
You know, I thought this was Bizarro World. How come I'm doing all the lifting?
It is Bizarro World. I'm not medically cleared.
Can you pick up on the back end?
Not really.
Let's go inside the Dupli-Color Garage. Dupli-Color, yes you can, in your garage.
Today we're back out at the ranch. I gotta tell you, I love this place. It's so great to get out of our shop every now and then and have a little change of pace. So what we're doing today is we're gonna dress up these little accent pieces that are on the front side of this Jeep. We've got these chromed out headlight bezels right here and this frame cover that goes on the back side of the bumper, kind of in between the bumper and the grill. We're gonna dress it up with Dupli-Color Shadow. Now we've got some options here. We could take these out to a place, get them chromed, get them powder coated, but that could cost a good amount of money, right? Or we could do it ourselves with the Dupli-Color Shadow and save a ton of money in the process. I kind of like that option. The first thing we had to do was get these pieces good and clean, so we hit them with the prep spray and got rid of all the surface contaminants. A lot of times you have to scuff up whatever you're working on so that the paint sticks. Well, obviously you don't want to do that to chrome, and the Shadow has a built-in adhesion promoter, so you don't have to worry about scuffing it. Now the Shadow is a 2-can system. The first can is the translucent base coat. That goes on there and gives that shadow, that black chrome look that we want. The second can is the clear. That's going to give us the gloss, it's going to add depth to the look, and offer protection as well. Got that. Bezels are on, frame covers in place, and they look fantastic, and it was easy to do. Here's the only problem I see is now, look at the bumper, right? These parts look so much better. I've actually got more work to do. But bottom line is, this was easy to do with the Dupli-Color Shadow, and I got that black chromed out look that I wanted.
This segment of TruckU is brought to you by CRC Industries, makers of Brake Clean, the original aerosol brake parts cleaner.
Welcome back to TruckU. Now our Roush Supercharger is in place up on top of the intake. It's all bolted down nice and tight. Everything is good. But in the meantime, we still have a few more things to do up here, like pulleys, belt, this, that, and the other. Get to those in a minute. Now we've got this lower intercooler getting ready to get dropped in too.
Yeah, we mentioned before this system has 2 intercoolers, and that kind of gives you an indication of how important it is to get low inlet air temperatures. Now, once again, it's an air to liquid intercooler, so you've got the water pump here circulating coolant through the intercooler, and you're going to get a cooling effect of where it's located. So you're going to get low inlet air temperatures, which is really critical when it comes to forced induction systems like this. You got that? Hold on.
All right. And one more twist.
You know, we've said it once, we've said it a million times, I'll say it here again today. To get the most efficiency out of your engine combination, you've got to improve the flow characteristics both in and out. Now up front, we put that new supercharger system in from Roush. That's really going to improve the airflow coming in with the boost we're going to have. But you're also going to go ahead and complete the whole system with a new exhaust system from Roush as well that they offer. Now this is great because first of all, it looks good. Second of all, it performs. It's going to increase the airflow because we're using bigger tubes going from the 2.5 to the 3, as well as removing this big restriction we had right here with this muffler. We're going to go with the flow-through muffler, and that's going to be a big help.
Hey, we say it all the time. It's nothing but a big air pump. This engine is. We're cramming more in the front. We got to get it out the back, and that's what we're doing. So we do this. We'll get this up here, and keep in mind that Roush has a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on this exhaust as well. So not only is it going to work, but they're standing behind it. So that's
You can hold that for
cool.
a second?
Yeah, dude. I'm good.
All right. Well, we are really making some headway into our Z-Max journey to the center of the engine. Man, if you look at these intake runners, you can really see what's going on here. I mean, they are spot free. You can see a little bit of carbon buildup, a little residual carbon in this corner of the one runner, but man, it looks really good. I think we're getting a little bit of a preview of what to expect once we get inside that combustion chamber. This is pretty cool.
All right, let's break this down for a second, because we always talk about how easy Z-Max is to use. You simply pour it into your fuel system or you pour it into your oil. But what's it doing? Well, there's a couple different things to keep in mind. First of all, it is not changing the API rating of the oil, and it's not changing the chemical makeup of the the fuel either. It is simply using the oil and the fuel to get carried throughout the entire system. Once it is, it soaks into the metal. It does that because it's a micro lubricant. So think about it like this. Here's your typical oil molecule right here, right? Here is a Z-Max molecule. Well, obviously, this little dude right here is going to be able to swim around and get into a lot of places that this big old molecule can't do. That's how it soaks into the metal and lubricates it from the inside out. And once it's doing that, those carbon deposits don't have anything to stick to.
Now, Z-Max can also be really effective on a new vehicle as well because you pour it in and it's going to keep carbon from clinging to any of those parts so your engine will stay in new-like condition. So that's how Z-Max is going to give you increased performance and fuel economy.
This tip is brought to you by Z-Max. Performance you can feel.
Let's say you're doing a restoration project and part of that project is new doors, right? Well, LMC Truck has all the pieces and parts you need to make these doors look as good, if not better than they did when they were brand new.
Now, these new replacement door panels are made with new tooling, which will make them fit better to exact standards, more so than previously available. Now, these are made with heat-resistant molded plastic, so they look good, they fit good now, and they'll continue looking good down the road. And they're also available in 5 different colors.
LMC Truck has these catalogs right here that you can look through. They're free. They're nice and easy, or you can go onto their website and order any of the parts that you need and they ship it right to your door. It's like we always say, it doesn't get any easier than it is with LMC Truck. These are the Bull Ring retractable truck tie-down anchors from Bull Accessories, and these are nice. You know, when you buy a pickup truck, you've got those holes on the top of the bed, those little stake pockets, that are pretty much useless until you get a product like this and stick them down in there.
Yeah, these anchors are really nice because they've got that factory look and feel to them. There's no cutting, no drilling necessary. What they do is they come apart in half. You set this bottom part into that stake, you drop the top part in, these 2 little screws, and now you've got the capacity to hold 1,000 pounds per bull ring. What's nice about them is they've got this pop-up clasp, which will hold itself up in place when you're trying to tie stuff down, and when you're done, you simply snap it down. It's out of your way. You've got a nice flush bed rail afterwards.
So you've got 2 different finishes that you can get. You can get just the plain black like I've got right here, or if you want to dress it up with the stainless steel insert, you can do that. They have a lifetime, no questions asked warranty, and they've got them for Ford, Chevys, Dodges, Toyota Tundras, pretty much any vehicle on the road. It is the Bull Ring retractable truck tie-down anchors from Bull Accessories. These are tough.
You know, it never fails. You spend the afternoon washing and waxing your ride. It's looking good. You're feeling good. You take the car out and man, Mother Nature attacks, and all that hard work is for nothing.
That is unfortunate, but that is where this comes in. It's the Armor All Extreme Shield Wax. It's specifically designed to repel dirt and debris more so than any other wax on the market. So not only do you get your long-lasting, brilliant shine, and your vehicle looks great, but it's also going to protect it with a protective barrier between your vehicle and the elements.
Yeah, a good quality wax is key to keeping your old ride or new ride looking good and maintaining that good look for a long period of time.
And this will do it. It's the Extreme Shield Wax from Armor All. This is the CR Spotless water system, and what this does is this really helps you guys that want to take cleaning your vehicle to the next level. You know the deal is you get it good and clean, you get it rinsed off, but if you don't dry it off real quick, you're going to get those water spots on there, and that's exactly what this helps avoid.
The way it works is it produces pure deionized water, so when the hydrogen and oxygen in the water dissipates, there's nothing left to leave a spot. So for you and I, that's great because now there's no more hand drying involved. You simply wash the vehicle with soap, rinse it with this, and you are done.
You know, if you've got a really good paint job on your vehicle, anytime you put anything in contact with that paint, there's a potential to put a scratch in it. So that could happen all the time when you're drying it off. You know, the kids are like, Daddy, I'll help. You're like, no, don't help. So not only is it easier and less work, right, but the potential for putting scratches on your vehicle is even less. You gotta love it. That is what it's all about with the CR Spotless water system.
For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, check out speed.com or visit our website at truckutv.com.
The final piece of the Roush Supercharger Kit is right here, the cold air intake. Now this is specifically tuned for this particular vehicle to work with the exhaust we put in and to work with this supercharger. So when it's all done and linked together, we're going to get that crazy horsepower we want.
Yeah, for that cold air intake, not only do we have the new filter and a cold air box, but we've also got this very cool inner air inlet tube. Now this isn't just plastic or rubber like a lot of them in the marketplace. This one has a steel insert, and the whole idea behind it is when this thing gets hot or if you start pulling a lot of vacuum, you don't want this tube to collapse, that's what can happen, and it'll choke off the motor. Matt had given me a good analogy earlier. It's kind of like if you had a milkshake and you were sucking on the straw too hard, you can actually collapse the straw.
Right.
Same thing can happen here, and we don't want that happening, obviously. So
I always like to
there we
compare
go.
things to food, you know?
Well, it's something that you can relate to. The last thing we're going to do with our F-150 today is outfit it with a brand new set of wheels and tires to compensate for that lift, really fill up those wheel wells. Now what we've chosen is this new Black Rock wheel. It's an Intruder 910 series. It's got that tungsten silver finish, the machine rim flange here. This is a good looking wheel.
You know what's cool about these? They also have the Toy Hauler edition, which match up with these. So if you want to match up the wheels on your truck to your trailer, that's a really neat look when you can do it, and you can do that with these Black Rock wheels.
Now they come with the aluminum hubcaps as well as different bolt patterns in both the 17 and 18 by 8.5 sizes, so they can fit a very wide range of different applications, so that is pretty cool.
Then we're going to top it off with this big old 35-inch Falcon tire, and this is going to be a nice mix. Now take a look at this, Bruno. Okay, the name of this tire is the Wild Peak, but don't let that influence your driving style, because I know how you can get.
And it looks good. It's got a great tread pattern on it, and there is plenty of rubber for us to burn off with that supercharger.
Throw that down a little bit. All right. Watch those fingers, huh? I hear it. Oh, it's sliding, dude. Look at. Oh, yeah.
Got it.
All right. Let's get this out of here. She's aired up. Let's take it out.
All right.
Hey, leave some rubber on these, okay?
All right, Matt, so what do you think, man?
I like
that
it.
wind? You know, I love that supercharger feel and that sound. It's awesome.
That is, it feels good. Hey, business first. The first thing you want to do is take the ECM out when you buy this kit, send it back to Roush. They're going to reprogram everything and send it back to you. That way you know everything is set, right?
The other thing you want to do is you want to top off with 93 octane, man. You got to have the good stuff to keep this thing alive now.
Right, 93 octane or better, baby. That's what we're talking about. Keep it running good.
You know, the thing is, we just need the right opportunity to let this thing breathe a little bit.
We do, man.
Holy Mary and Joseph!
What is this, dude?
It's a sign!
You mean like an omen telling us we're on the right path or something's going good or what?
No, I mean, it's an actual sign.
Oh, a sign. Oh, turn in.
I told you you could feel the power.
Yeah, I feel something. Maybe a little softer on the brakes next time. Just saying.
Hey, I like the fact that it even looks stock, too. It looks like it's right from the factory.
It does, man, and it's got 165 additional horsepower. You gotta love it. Hey, how about next time I drive? Right?
We'll see about that.
Yeah,
It's all the time we got this week for TruckU, man, but this is awesome.
All right, B-Man, out.
Steele, man.